So I'm going to make this message. I'm going to be looking at my notes here a lot. Um, I just, I really need this safety net to be built either way, regardless if I can make it out of this thing alive or not, or like have any functionality of a regular life. But, you know, I just want to say before I get into my notes that it's a lot like people are trying to determine my life, much like if you were to like see a cartoon where a bird is being covertly by other birds, dripping oil on him, and it's an oil that he like can't discover what's happening to him, but it's making him unable to fly. And then anytime he's able to get around to like get work and stuff like that, they're taking away his availability to jobs. And it's basically these demons in and of itself don't want anybody to love you. And it's written clear in the Bible, but the fact of the matter is that that bird doesn't deserve not to fly. You know what I'm saying? That deserving bird deserves to fly, and all of these things that are hurting that bird need to get caught, and stopped. So that's like the bulk of my message is just, well, I mean, not the bulk of it. It's like the story of my life. And I'm trying to get help out here and not have people predetermine that it's something else. So I really urge for your support. I urge for your likes, your shares, your genuine comments. And just, I hope that people can find their heart center to help me. And that's all I'm actually trying to do. I'm trying to break through that barrier. You know what I mean? Because it's a barrier. It's out here. It can go anywhere. It can be within anything. So if people aren't able to see that when there's envy, greed, jealousy, or just people's willingness to move about that way to make sure that you don't have the availability of your resources that everyone else would seemingly have. And I'm not just talking about the places that you would go to, but I'm talking about the very funds that you need to fight crime. High crime. So I feel like my whole life has been predetermined to this point. I'm just trying to scream out so that basically if I don't get the help, that other people can put the two and two together and realize that, yes, I was telling the truth. I was being poisoned up my whole life. And I really didn't have any choice in the matter. So I'm going to go on with my story here. It's just a statement for concern regarding a serious call for justice regarding these matters that I'm bringing forward in hopes that I can establish my life back and get my life back from the way these people did me so wrongly. And anybody who is anybody else would be the same way. They're not going to be poisoned off so that their supposed friend can work up in this affair over your life, just in the general. Then you're also being poisoned, and it's like a serious control. Like, I believe that this is the worst crime in America, at least, if not the worst crime in this fashion, anyway. And then in this fashion all over the world. I know things like this happen, but not to this level and not to what's actually happened to me. So I'm coming forward because it's an urgent plea for help regarding serious, lifelong patterns of abuse in my life, manipulation, gaslighting, coercion, among others that have been covered up under these false narratives, often masked as concern for my mental health in order to avoid any accountability for real ongoing crimes committed against me. And not only that, but it steals up my time and energy away from what I would want to live like. I would want to just be left alone, rollerblade, do my drums, like try to build something forthcoming or forthright. But that's also it too, is that these people built up systems specifically to snake my information, to continue to push me off, or I say push me off, basically manipulating, gaslighting, doing anything of the destructive kind, calling up my jobs to not allow me to continue work, or there's definitely demons involved. These devils are getting away with stripping me of being able to surface not only these crimes, but just myself, my brain, my abilities, my agility of sound mind and body. And so I have the right to my autonomy, and these people did not give me autonomy my whole life. And so that needs to be understood as to how that happened. Happened through poisoning. It happened through very manipulative efforts to control my life. So, for as long as I remember, I've been truly unsafe in the ways of those places that have said to protect me. And even in places where I was being put on and forced, I should say, into another place or another area of my life where I was being monitored in a hold for a psychological evaluation at the time. And I'd already been through anger management due to how he's moved in prior relationships. I've already been through them bringing out no contact orders and all this kind of stuff, and it was based on my love for them, and it was also based on them rather needing or thinking that they could aid and abet this crime in my life, to the point of, I believe that it was to create a suicidality, to push me off so bad that it would get you to reason with your own self that these people don't want you, blah blah blah, just go home and go kill yourself, little boy. So I haven't been being protected, and instead I've been being forced into areas of my life to have to deal with things that are based on their crime against me, which is the most tormenting thing, because you don't have your reasoning skills with you because of the arsenic abuse. You're going through health concerns because of the poisoning. You have concerns with these people because of how they're treating you with a network marketing plan. It did not seem like it was for betterment or for building at all. It felt like it was definitely for aiding and abetting this crime. And what a better way to consider failure okay than introducing a network marketing plan, getting you to lick envelopes or getting you to do this, getting you to do that. So everything has been about taking away my time and my organic mind away from me, so that I wouldn't have been able to see to or reason with to the things that I would need to do in order to get away from these people, because I loved them and their actions did not perform in a way that loved me at all. And so I have been truly made into a very unsafe way, where instead of getting the care I should have been getting, I've been getting control, I've been getting surveillance, I've been getting systemic pressures of emotional and psychological harms that these places have caused me. And so for a psych eval to happen with me, instead of them happening to the rightful people, it's all psychologically manipulating the whole scene. It's psychologically manipulating me, and it's psychologically manipulating the public's perception of me, which is also ruining my reputation, and this is character assassination. And so, while all these harms, emotional abuse, psychological torment, while these perpetrators attempt to position me to make me as unstable as they can to discredit my truth, I'm still out fighting for my life. I'm like homeless at times. Just, even if I had any kind of empowering memory of these things happening to me, it would be like, oh my gosh, I'm in a really bad way. I'm not in a placement at all where I could speak out or even write about these things. And so I would be asking the Lord at times, and especially at times where I was poisoned off, and I damn well know now that I was poisoned by Jesse, to be fallen to the ground in the ways that I was, and then losing those memories of what had happened. And so that's the worst part of it all, is that, at 23 I would have been able to establish reasonability. I can't do these spam things, man. I just can't. It's constant. And these things are also getting in the way of my resolve. I'm not going to start over again. I've gotten way too far into this one, and I'm almost done. But I believe that my stuff is being surveilled to the point of mirroring, and they're gaslighting me on every turn. So I believe that I have been targeted of this gang stalking and covert abuse all of my life. These actions are not just random or imagined. They are part of a calculated effort to dominate and disempower me. And it's often under the disguise of concern or legal intervention. But this includes pushing me off for very misdiagnoses or a false diagnoses, and even forced medication in order to invalidate my testimony and to continue giving access away from my ability to control my own body, control my own life, control my own mind, and then be able to control the situations with being placed in ways where these people have done nothing but harm me and put me in harm's way. So the people involved, including my own father, others positioned inside of this mistrust. Either way, I believe they rely on the assumption that no one will ever believe me. They rely on the assumption that I will never be able to break through this. They rely on people not being able to see the truth, and so much so that it's just full context that not only do I need to expose it, but in its full context, but the context needs to be about how they are going about getting away with it, and how that they have already gotten away with a lot. And so I would be screaming if I could. My heart can't tolerate it. The abuse has been crafted to me to appear to me just stranger than fiction, which makes you feel just lost in it of itself. And it makes it easier for society and even authorities to dismiss what my actual concerns are as delusion, rather than confronting the criminal reality behind it. Because at large, that's what it is a criminal syndicate, or it's just high crimes against me in all I am. I'm fighting for the truth, and I'm honestly fighting for their own honor in my ministries to do the work that would need to be done in order to hopefully allow their own injustices to be seriously turned around and realize the kind of hurt that they have created, and to come clean about what they've all done. But now that I know it all, I know that they would be fearful. I mean, I would be fearful if I was poisoning someone off in that way. I've never been like that, and I've never partook inside of any kind of real evil and demonic way that's like partaking to be an advocate of that. So I'm calling for these injustices in my life to be fully investigated, seriously and lawfully, not to be able to continuously push me off into these fictional places to help. I'm tired of being censored. I'm tired of not being able to get the help. I'm tired of having all of my information stolen from me, and people not even thinking for themselves that a person hacking another person or having access to everything in their private life in this fashion has any ability to determine a person's life, because that's honestly what's been happening here. My life has been being predetermined. And so I call for supporters of influencers, activists, artists, faith leaders, and legal advocates here, and all of those who care about actual human rights, because I've put it out there on human rights places, like I'm standing outside the building of the human rights, or I'm outside of the police station. They just aren't doing the right thing with me personally, and I believe that it's being paid, bribed, and I'm trying to confront a whole system that has enabled this erasure of a real me, making me its victim, and then painting me as a mentally unsound person, versus allowing me to come out with the actual criminality that these people have taken out, because there's years of it, and you can't get that out in 17 minutes, or you can't get that out in, I don't know, you can't get people to believe you in like almost 3,000 videos, on and off. Like, I've been going through it, and so I didn't know at first. I wish I did. I wish I came out right away and was able to speak about these things right away, but I wasn't. I was coming out of a very long-standing and calculated attack against me, and it was really hard to see. It was really hard to get away from, and if I didn't move in the ways I did, I would have been dead. And so this is a call for those out here to confront a system with me that enables for these erasures to happen in the appearance of mental illness as a perfect way to cover up their criminality here. And if you aren't able to see that, then I seriously hope that you look up gang stalking, organized crime, what happens to a person that's being controlled in a relationship for their own affairs, or another good one is finding out what happens to people who they come to find out their best friends are cheating on them with their partner. Not good things come of it. So this is why I'm looking to create a movement and a mission, a ministry, and get this movement to move. But in order to do so, I need the influence and supporters out here that I can get. These people aren't obviously my supporters. So it helps other people to think it's just mental health. You see what I mean? Because no one can think to themselves that, dude, if your own was doing this to you, they would have a reason to blah, 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 right? Well, that's just their envy and deceit, their own consciences, with what they've done to me, poisoning me up, you see? And so I'm not looking to be silenced anymore out here, because I've been silenced within these outfits, being forced into areas of my life where, let's just say that if you're poisoned off in that way and you don't have your reasoning skills with you, you're not going to see with what's right there in front of you to know what to do with on the second, on the spot, that you need to be working on these things. Otherwise, it would have been me at 23 working on these things, you see? But I think that's why I was pushed off into homelessness, because I was getting too close to the truth, and these people that were able to see me behind their computers, be able to see that I was almost figuring them out, they just couldn't handle it in their own hearts. They're like, oh no, why did I do this? You know, they're probably thinking like, I don't know. It's not meant for me to figure out what other people are thinking in that term. It's just, it is to move, to know what to move like, but when I'm moving like that and I'm saying, leave me be and leave me alone, you don't have the right to continuously perverse my life in the backdrops of my information, utilizing my home, utilizing my relationships, paying them off by proxy, having people call every single job I've ever had. My jobs have all been determined. If not had been determined, I've had money missing in all of my jobs, it seems, besides maybe 3 or 4, and maybe I don't even know the truth there, because I wasn't able to just live like a normal human being, where I could come back home, look at my hours, and go, oh, yep, that's right. No, you have a million other things going on. So it just makes it perfectly enabled for these crimes to continuously happen to you as well. And if people can't see that, then you're blind. But what I think is really heinous is that I've had more young people under the age of 18 coming to me specifically to tell me that they're my follower, that they believe my story, and to like keep fighting, you know? Like, if a 9-year-old can see the truth here, but the adults can't, and you don't think that's a problem in and of itself, then let's talk. Inbox me on Facebook. I'd like to build a dialogue. I'd honestly like to have a online conversation with you about it. But these people can't conversate. They need to talk over you, you know what I mean? They need to force their narrative over you. And that's exactly what I was telling my brother isn't going to work anymore, which is the last time I talked to him, I think. And then after that, it's like anything you bring up, it's like he's in and out of the group, the family group text. And then he's even bringing in a lawyer, and it's like, where do you think you're going to get away with this criminology, dude? Like, you really think like God is going to ignore it same way that these government officials can? Either way, I'm not going to be silenced and criminalized instead of being protected the way that these laws suggest they have to protect. But I'm trying very hard to remain calm and get my story out clear from A, B, C, D all throughout my story. And so I deserve to be able to tell my story without being masked with poisons and without anybody else coming up into my life that's a gang stalker or someone that's meant to perform a crime on me. I'm tired of it because I've been trying really hard in my life and not even being able to see these crimes, but at times I had, and even then it's like you bring any amount of these pressures up to the police, and the police got their hands tied. But as soon as you do anything, they'll tell you, you kick over this garbage can again, we're going to come back and you're going to be under arrest. But you see that reactive place was perpetrated for the police to then come in and use as non-governmental organizations, just as I'm suggesting to be paid and bribed by, the Vatican or Freemasonry or whatever fuckbag my dad is, or, all of his, my daddy brigade armor in the Lord going, I go to church, but I don't do $20 for my son so he can eat a burger ever. But I'm gonna tithe in a church and be all the hoity-toity, whatever fuckbag he is. But that's just it, is that people aren't able to see that I'm actually coming out with the crime that's been being well protected. I'm trying very hard in myself to carry this out alone, because this truth has become too heavy out here, and I'm trying to level that mountain off. Like, this mountain is not mine. This mountain doesn't ever belong to me. This mountain is Satan's. This mountain is these evils. This mountain is theirs, what they've done to me. I'm a different person. I'm that playing field where I'm trying to get back my life. Crawl back and grow from all of these abuses, you see? And they're not trying to allow me to do that. They're trying to make it like he's mentally unsound. He has this, that, and the other. And if the DSM manual means more than this, I question the contents of your character, my friend. Because, and it's not just the fact that I don't, like, if you want to believe in your manual, go believe in your manual. But not everyone has to subscribe to that book. And if everyone does, it's hurting us bad out here, you guys. So please, hear me now. I'm not unsound. I'm not unstable. I'm more sound and stable now than I've ever been in my whole entire life about these things. I deserve a chance for safety, truth, and a chance for my life not to get determined by these cycles and patterns of abuse that have used me for their own agendas. So I pray for an honorable support system, not only to survive this, but to rise up from it with justice. Hopefully get the healing in my body to where, these past couple days, it has been hard still, and what's happened in my body is just, I know what I'm dealing with, my body is detoxing. And just this morning, I finally started feeling a little bit better, and so my goal is that I can continue chelating my body, not be pushed off into these facilities that are going to stop me from honoring my body, honoring the support of what I need to do now and what I need to move like that I never wanted to have to move like. I just wanted to be left alone, work a job, come back home, play my drums, or come back home, grow a mission. I have dreams. I have ways of means that I wanted to take out into the world. So if you can support me, please do. I deserve healing. I deserve the truth in this. And the truth is on my side. I'm not using illusory, and this is not about illusions. It's just awareness, and people should be aware that these things are real and not fake. If they put it this way: if you were me, and you're of sound mind and body, right? All these criminals seem to think they're of sound mind and body. Put yourself in my position. You're being hampered with drugs, with chemicals, or whatever they're trying to do to you, just to flop you into places to set you up, even. And then you tell me that you're not going to be scared going into place after place and having your life predetermined in that way, so that you can't have your organic peace of mind or yourself. So anyway, if I can urge your support, I'm on Cash App. It's money sign Chase Your Dreams Today. Please share. comment, and like my work, and please subscribe and support me. It's needed. I believe I have every right to ask for it, and I hope and I pray that I get it from you guys, because I'm tired of living this way. And the fact of the matter is that I'm telling the truth. I was set up here just like a Bitcoin because of all of the information that they had already to perform the crime. And they already had been trying. And this time they thought this is going to be the big deal. It's going to be where we make that money or whatever. It's just not cool. I'm not okay with it, and neither would anybody else be being predetermined, not even having your reasons about you. You're literally being split down the mind, and they're utilizing anything that they can to then prevent your life from growing, from you even being able to realize what you're up against. You see? And so it's a scary thing, and you would feel scared if you were being gang stalked in that fashion too. And so I just want my life back. I would like to be able to grow out from this abuse, not have these abuses continue. Oh. So please help me, and then help me to help others. And if I can help you to help me, I will. And if I can help you to understand anything that I'm not putting into words here, I will. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to comment. Just make sure that they're forthright and not trolly and angrily, like, I see what you're doing there, Merton. I'm gonna send this one to the FBI. It just gets so monotonous and old, having nothing but struggle after struggle after struggle. So, if you support me in my content and you like what I'm trying to do out here, I really wanted to build a charity, and I've written about it for a long time. I believe the mission will knock all charities out of the water because I wrote it up, and I have a plan of movement. I have a plan of action. I have courses and classes that would be phenomenal, and it's all within a free thing to join where nobody has any reason not to join. And I'm hoping that eventually I can establish gifts and send people gifts just for joining, things like that. So I'm trying out here. I'm trying to build something. What are these people doing? They're trying to build with me? No. They're trying to grow with me? No. Are they trying to have a conversation with me? No. Are they trying to face what they've done to me? With me? No. I just don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do, because it seems like these people just get away with whatever they want to do to me, and my life gets predetermined. And instead of me being $100,000 ahead, it's to force me into debt, or it's to force me into ways that, dude, if you don't have I'm just going to say it plainly. I've been covertly poisoned off. I did not have my full reasoning power about me, and I would like that to be seen. Just seen right here. Like, you would never have seen this out of me before. I can guarantee you that. I'm trying really hard to fight it, though, but I need your all's love and support. So anyway, thank you for being here. It would really mean a lot to me to grow some kind of mission with y'all, grow some kind of movement with y'all, to work in a way that we could work towards bettering people's lives, not hurting them. And sorry, I'm being fidgety. Just so hurt, you guys. I'm very hurt. You know, and as far as these trolls are concerned, like, just, I would personally rather do something with them to grow in any fashion, in any which way at all, than have to deal with them all like lying on my character, smear campaigning me, telling me that I'm smear campaigning them. Okay, well, I came out first telling my story in general. That's, that's not a smear campaign. If you came out with your story first and I'm all like, oh no, I can't be having this, I gotta lie about him, whatever. I just wish that there was any real advocacy out here, you know what I'm saying? They sell you that we have advocacy when we're like all young and stuff. There's no advocacy out here for these kind of crimes. If there is, I'd like you to teach me how it all works, because I would honestly just like to rest and hopefully be able to actually work a job this time. Not be losing all my stuff for the fourth time and just be doink doink. I guess I just don't know what's going on. Whatever. It's been the hardest thing to come up out of, and if I can't get y'all support in that and they get away with this, well, thanks. Thanks so much for being so accountable out here that you can't even reason to see a thing could happen in this kind of way. I have the worst crime in this fashion happening to me, and this has been my life. So really, I encourage your support again. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. Stay crunchy, y'all. Hope y'all know I love you. You know who you are.